The large hall of the Galactic Council was full. Tall aliens with bright eyes and long robes sat in rows. The lights above them were cold and blue. In the center of the room, a voice echoed from a tall silver machine. It announced the final vote. The decision was clear. Earth would be exiled. No trade, no travel, no voice in the galaxy. The vote shocked many, but not Kyle Morgan. He stood in his small apartment on Earth, watching the broadcast. He was a former military pilot who now worked fixing broken shuttles. He had seen this coming for years. The Council never trusted humans. They saw Earth as wild, loud, and dangerous. Lily Grant watched the same broadcast in a university lab. She was a young scientist, known for her work on energy fields. Her eyes were wide with fear. She turned to her team and whispered, "They really did it." People were angry and confused. News channels showed protests, leaders arguing, and people crying. The Council gave no chance to speak, no reason, just exile. Many leaders on Earth wanted to send messages to beg or explain, but others, like Kyle, believed it was a waste of time. "We don't need their permission," he said to his friend Peter. "We need to act." Soon, secret meetings began. Kyle was invited to one by an old friend from the Air Command. In a dark underground room, a group of former pilots, engineers, and officers sat around a table. "Hey, they think they can erase us," said a man with a deep voice. But we don't wait to be erased." They started calling themselves the Forsaken. They were not waiting for help. They were going to help themselves. At the same time, Lily was invited to a different group. This one was made of scientists, coders, and inventors. They met in a hidden lab under the city. Their goal was clear: build new tools, new engines, and new ways to hide from the Council. "We'll build something they can't detect," said Lily, looking at a small glowing cube. "We can move faster than their rules." In space, old satellites stopped working. Some were hacked by people on Earth, others were shut down by unknown forces. The Council began to lose track of Earth signals. Kyle trained with the team every day. They used old ships, fixed by hand, and ran silent drills in Earth's orbit. Each night, he read the Council's reports, leaked by quiet friends from other worlds. The truth was worse than exile. A secret file showed a new plan. The Council wanted to send a weapon, not just to exile Earth, but to end it. They were afraid of humans, and they wanted them gone for good. Kyle took the file and brought it to Lily. She read it, then looked at him with serious eyes. "We don't have time," she said. "We need to move now." That night, the Forsaken leaders met. They looked at the file, and then at each other. No one spoke for a long time. "We build," Kyle finally said, "and then we fight. Not to destroy, but to be seen." Lily stood beside him. "And we don't wait to be told twice." The first plan was simple. A ship that could leave the system without being seen. A ship that could speak for Earth without asking. In the silent dark of the moon's far side, they began. The stars did not blink. But Earth had already started to rise. Kyle stood on the edge of the dry lake bed, looking up at the sky. The stars were still. No ships, no noise, just silence. Behind him, an old base had come back to life. Men and women walked with purpose. Tools clanged, sparks flew. The Forsaken were building. Inside a large hangar, the first ship was taking shape. Its frame was sharp and narrow, made to hide from scans. The body was covered in dark metal that bent light. It had no name yet, only a number. To the people working on it, it was hope. Lily walked through the hangar, carrying a small case. Inside was the heart of the ship, a new kind of drive that could jump across stars without being tracked. She had built it with a small team in the hidden lab. It was not tested yet, but it was ready. Kyle met her near the ship. He smiled, still ticking. "Barely," she said. "But it works. We call it the Ghost Drive." It's a fitting name. We're becoming ghosts to them. Together they entered the command room. Maps filled the screens. Star routes, council patrols, hidden safe spots. A man named Ryan stood at the center, pointing at lines. "We send a small team," he said. "Slip past the council's eyes. Go to their outpost here." He pointed to a red dot near the edge of council space. "We find out more. We send back the truth." Kyle raised a hand. "I'll lead it." Ryan looked at him. "It's risky." "That's why I'll go." The team was chosen. 5 people: Kyle, Lily, a tech named Ben, a pilot named Nora, and a quiet man named Leo who spoke little but saw everything. They trained for days. Silent moves, fast takeoff, quick exits. They loaded supplies, checked every wire twice. The ship was ready. No name, just the number. X09. The launch was quiet. It's no lights, it's just a soft hum as the ghost drive powered on. The ship lifted, then vanished into the night sky. In space, the ship moved like a shadow. No signal, no sound. Lily watched the readouts. Drive is stable, no trace. They reached the edge of Council space in hours. Far ahead, a station floated near a dead moon. It was large, covered in panels and guns. This was the outpost. Nora slowed the ship. We go in slow. Find a weak point. Leo pointed at a small opening near the back. Service hatch. Hidden. Used at night, they floated closer. Kyle and Leo suited up and left the ship. The cold dark, they drifted toward the hatch. It opened with a soft click. Inside, the station was quiet. Few guards. They moved fast, staying low. Kyle found a door marked Control. Inside were screens, maps, files. Leo worked fast. Found it, he said. Plans, commands, targets. Kyle looked at the screen. His face grew dark. They're not just exiling us. They're planning to wipe us out. Back on the ship, Lily read the data as Leo sent it. Her hand shook. This is war. Kyle and Leo rushed back. As they reached the hatch, an alarm rang. Lights turned red. Voices shouted. Go, Kyle yelled. They flew back to the ship. Nora fired the engines. The ship jumped into dark space, leaving the station behind. A council ship tried to follow, but the ghost drive was too fast. They were gone. Back on Earth, the team shared the data. The truth spread through the Forsaken network. The council had lied. The exile was a cover. They feared Earth. They wanted to destroy it before it could rise. People stopped being afraid. Now they were angry and ready. Kyle stood before a small group. We know the truth. We can't run. We build. We fight. We take back our voice. Lily stood beside him. She held a chip with the stolen data. This is our proof. This is our shield. Around them, the base buzzed louder. More ships, more tools, more hands. Earth was no longer waiting. The stars were watching. Earth was rising. The ship named X09 returned to Earth without damage. But something had changed. The crew was quiet. What they saw at the outpost was still in their minds. The council was planning more than exile. They wanted to destroy Earth. They feared what humans might become. Inside the underground base, people worked faster as the air felt heavy. Kyle sat with Lily, Nora, Ben, and Leo in the main room. A large screen showed the stolen files. Maps, codes, weapon plans. We hit them first, Kyle said. Not to kill, but to stop what's coming. A message, said Lily. To show them we won't break, they began to plan. The target was a station called Edgepoint. It controlled much of the Council's spy network. If they could take it out, Earth would have time to prepare. Ben worked on tools to jam signals. Lily improved the ghost drive. Nora trained with new flight paths. Leo studied the station layout. He found a weak spot. The power core was exposed during shift change. The mission would be fast. Get in, hit the core, get out. More Forsaken joined the team. Some had never left Earth before. Others had flown in old wars. But all of them had the same goal now. The ship was ready in 5 days. We called it Dawnblade. Sleeker than X09. Stronger. Made for speed and silence. Before launch, Kyle stood with the team. They think we're nothing. Just noise. But we have a voice. And it's time to use it. The ship lifted into the sky. The stars looked down again. But this time, Earth had sharp wings. In deep space, the Dawnblade followed quiet paths. They avoided known patrols. They used shadow and silence. At last, Edgepoint appeared. It was large, covered in lights. Ships came and went. But the power core was there, behind a wall of silver panels. We go in through the maintenance ring, Leo said. Then we hit the core. Nora slowed the ship. The crew wore black suits. No noise, no light. Kyle led them through the ring. Inside, the station was quiet. Shift change had begun. Guards moved slow. The crew split into two groups. Kyle, Lily, and Leo went to the power core. Nora and Ben stayed to hold the exit. The hallway to the core was narrow. Lights blinked. A robot passed without noticing them. Leo used a small device to open the final door. The core room glowed with red light. Pipes hissed. Wires sparked. Lily placed the charge near the base of the core. 10 seconds, she whispered. They ran back. The timer ticked down. At the exit, Nora opened the hatch. They jumped into space just as the blast shook the station. Back in the ship, alarms screamed. Enemy ships turned to chase them. Nora pushed the ghost drive. "Hold on," she yelled. The ship jumped just before the first laser hit. They landed near Jupiter's dark side. Safe. Alive. The council was shocked. Edgepoint was one of their oldest stations. It was gone. No warning. No sign of who did it. But inside the ruins, a small chip had been left. It held a message from Earth. "We see you. We hear you. We will not kneel." The message spread. Alien worlds heard it. Some were afraid. Others began to question the Council's power. On Earth, the Forsaken were no longer hiding. More people joined. Factories worked day and night. Ships were built in secret docks under the ocean. Satellites rose again. Kyle met Lily near the old airfield. They stood under a moonless sky. "We did it," he said. "But it's only the start." Lily nodded. "They'll come harder now. Then we build stronger." Far above, the council met again. The vote to exile Earth had not stopped them. It made them stronger. Some members of the council began to wonder, had they made a mistake? But for now, Earth was not waiting. It was preparing. The stars were listening. The attack on Edgepoint had changed everything. The council was shaken. Ships were sent to scan the edge of human space, but they found nothing. Earth was silent but not still. In the hidden base, Kyle walked through a new tunnel. It led to a larger control room. Screens filled the walls. Maps showed stars, council patrols, and secret paths. The Forsaken had grown. They now had small bases on the Moon and Mars. Their fleet was bigger and smarter. Lily stood near a tall machine. It glowed blue. "This is a cloak field," she said. "It hides our ships even when they move." Kyle nodded. Then we hit them again, this time deeper. The next target was a relay hub. It sent messages between council worlds. If Earth took it out, the council would be blind in many areas. The mission had to be perfect. Lily worked with Ben on the new cloak tech. Nora trained new pilots. Leo trained others to move without sound. Kyle met with leaders from other bases. Some were from old Earth nations. Some were rebels from alien planets. One day, a message came from a far system. It was from a known alien diplomat named Varen. He had worked with humans before the exile. He had always warned the council not to fear Earth. Now, he was offering help. "I believe the council is wrong," Varen said in the message. "Let me speak for you, but I will need proof." Kyle sent him the data from Edgepoint. Lily added the message they had left in the ruins. They also sent a video faces of those who worked in the shadows, building ships, saving Earth. Days passed. Then Varen spoke in front of the council. His voice was calm, but firm. "Earth is not what you fear," he said. "They are what you tried to ignore, and now they are rising." Some in the council still wanted war. Others began to listen. Meanwhile, the Forsaken prepared their biggest strike yet. The relay hub was deep inside council space. They would use two ships. One would attack, the other would draw attention away. Kyle led the attack ship, Nora led the second. Lily stayed behind to guide them from the control room. The mission began under a silent sky. Both ships launched without a sound. They followed hidden paths, used cloak fields, and reached the edge of the relay hub system. Nora's ship lit up first, flew fast and loud, pulling patrols away. The council chased her, thinking they had found the enemy. Kyle's ship moved in the dark. They reached the relay station. It was large, with towers and signal dishes. Leo and Ben placed charges at key points. Kyle uploaded a new message to the relay. "We are not your enemy, but we will not kneel." The charges blew. The towers fell. The signal died. The station was gone. Kyle's ship turned and vanished. Nora's team escaped too, flying back through dark space. They had done it. Back on Earth, people cheered in silence. There was no music, no lights, just the strong beat of hope. Varen spoke again. Council must vote again, not about exile, about respect. The council split. Some still saw humans as a threat. But now, others saw strength, unity, and reason. The vote was delayed. Inside the Forsaken base, Kyle and Lily stood together. She looked at the stars on the screen. "We're still here," she said. "And we're not done," Kyle replied. Ships were being built faster now. More alien rebels had joined. Some sent messages of support. Others sent parts and data. Earth was no longer alone. But peace was not sure. The council could still choose war. Lily knew what they had to do. We bring the fight to them, but not with fire. With truth, Kyle nodded. Then we speak. One last time, the stars will hear. The next mission would not be to destroy. It would be to stand before the council itself. Not to ask, but to be heard. The great ship named Horizon Dawn stood on the edge of Earth's orbit. It was the biggest ship the Forsaken had built. It's covered in cloak panels, powered by the newest version of the Ghost Drive. It was made for one purpose. Not to attack, not to hide, but to be seen. Inside, Kyle checked the controls. Lily stood beside him, calm and ready. They were not alone. A team of speakers, builders, and thinkers sat behind them. People who had helped shape Earth's new path. "We go to speak," Kyle said. "Not to beg," Lily nodded. "We show them who we are." The ship left orbit and jumped across stars. It moved like light. In hours, it reached the edge of the council's center world. This world was called Varela. It was full of towers and rings, lights and ships. The council's main station floated high above the surface. Many ships guarded it. The moment Horizon Dawn appeared, alarms rang. "Unmarked ship," a voice called. "You are not welcome. Turn back." Kyle sent a message. "We come in peace. We bring truth." The council debated. Some wanted to open fire. Others were curious. In the end, they let the ship land, but only under watch. Horizon Dawn docked. The crew stepped out. Kyle, Lily, and the others walked into the council's hall. Many eyes watched them. Cold eyes, curious eyes, angry eyes. Kyle stood in the center. The council leader, a tall figure with silver skin, looked down. "You were exiled," the leader said. "Why are you here?" "To speak," Kyle said. "To be heard." Lily stepped forward. She showed a small chip. It held the full truth. The vote, the plans to destroy Earth, the attacks. The rise of the Forsaken. A screen lit up. Images played. Voices spoke, not just of war, but of growth, of change, of unity.
Ow.
A diplomat from another world stood. Earth did not break. They rose. They built. They helped. Others followed. Some still feared, but more began to see. Not a wild race, but a strong one. One that did not kneel or run. The council leader looked at Kyle. "And what do you ask now?" "Nothing," Kyle said. "We ask for no seat, no aid, no command. We stand as equals. As one world among many," Lily added. "We only ask to be seen." Silence filled the hall. Then one by one, the members of the council began to vote. This time, it was not about exile. It was about respect. The vote was close. Some still voted no, but enough voted yes. Yes. Earth was no longer exiled. Outside the station, Horizon Dawn sent a message to every system. We did not wait. We did not beg. We rose, and now we return. Not in anger, but in strength. Back on Earth, people cheered. In the moon base, workers smiled. In the hidden labs, engineers cried. They had done it. When Lily walked out of the council hall together, stunned, Lily said, "No," Kyle replied. "It's just the beginning." Ships began to move. Messages were shared. Earth was now open to the stars, but on their own terms. The Forsaken were no longer in the shadows. They became leaders, builders, guides. Kyle returned to the base a few days later. He stood before a crowd. "We were exiled," he said, "but we did not fall." We rose. not with hate, but with hope. Lily stood beside him. And now we write a new chapter, together. The stars no longer watched in silence. They answered. And Earth moved forward, not as a broken world, but as a strong one. Not just part of the galaxy, but a voice within it.